In 2011, or was it 2012, Femi Fani-Kayode, a former Minister of Aviation under the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo, was blaming Obasanjo for not using the army to attack the Boko Haram Muslim community as he was told. But Fani-Kayode did not tell us who told Obasanjo to use the army to attack the Boko Haram Muslim community, and Obasanjo refused. Obviously, Fani-Kayode did not think of the implication of attacking a Muslim community that was not violating any law of Nigeria, with a constitution that guarantees freedom of religion and freedom of association. But I was curious. Who told Obasanjo to use the army to attack the Boko Haram Muslim community? But I had no doubt, and I still have no doubt, that it must be the Fulani Muslim imperialists who were accusing the Boko Haram Muslim community of unorthodox Islam. And you ask yourself, who set the standard for orthodoxy in the practice of Islam? Who set the orthodoxy? So, and Obasanjo, of course, it was under Obasanjo for the first time the Constitution of Nigeria, supervised by Olusegun Obasanjo as the military head of state, or let me say as the outgoing military head of state in 1979, put up this constitution that we call the 1979 Constitution, which became the standard used by subsequent constitutions, the 1999 Constitution to be precise. And that 1979 Constitution specifically guarantees religious freedom and freedom of association. I'm happy for Obasanjo that he never forgot that, and it was on that basis he refused to use the army to attack the Boko Haram Muslim community as advised. More so that the Boko Haram Muslim community was protesting Boko Haram, the use of Western education to commit haram, misappropriation, and the embezzlement of public funds responsible for the gross underdevelopment of Nigeria and worsening mass abject poverty. So that was what the community was protesting, and not what the presidency of Umaru Musa Yar'Adua made of it, saying Boko Haram means that Western education is evil. No, it was giving the dog a bad name to get it hanged. Boko Haram. Boko, the Hausa rendering of the English book stands for Western education. Haram is the Arabic for misappropriation of what does not belong to a person. So, abuse of Western education to commit haram, Boko Haram. That's what it means. Not that Western education is evil, but that Western education is being abused to perpetrate evil, haram. So, at any rate, thank God that for Obasanjo, that he did not yield to the incitement to use the army to attack the Boko Haram Muslim community. He could not have forgotten the constitution he signed into law in 1979, repeated in the 1999 constitution. Prohibition of state religion, but guarantee for freedom of religion and association. And so the Boko Haram Muslim community has not committed any offense against Nigeria, except the Fulani Muslim imperialists who associate Orthodox Islam with Boko Haram. Because by accusing the Boko Haram Muslim community of unorthodox Islam, the implication is that Orthodox Islam accommodates Boko Haram. And the drivers of the Orthodox Islam are also perpetrating Boko Haram, because they are the rulers of northern Nigeria, streaming with ocean of beggars. And that is part of the protest by the Boko Haram Muslim community, to say we are all Muslims. Why are some people living in affluence and others in worsening mass abject poverty? This is un-Islamic. That is the position of the Boko Haram Muslim community. At any rate, I was concerned who specifically told Obasanjo to use the army against the Boko Haram Muslim community. A community that was so remote as at that time, not making any headline. You can only be chanced to know about them if you are in the northern part or you hear some story of it. But the community did not make any headline throughout the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo. But now, Atiku Abubakar himself said that he told Obasanjo to use the army to eradicate the Boko Haram Muslim community. Although he said that Obasanjo did it, but Obasanjo did not, as I keep saying. Atiku Abubakar, by saying that, was assuring the the Fulani Muslim imperialist that once he gets power, he will continue the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, not minding that the war has been ravaging human lives and economic resources of Nigeria since 2009 till 2025. Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, who started the war in 2009, died in 2010 without eradicating the Boko Haram Muslim community, despite using the army, the police, and all the security forces in Nigeria to attack the community, did not succeed in eradicating the community. So he failed. Obasanjo, as a military general, now retired military general, had the experience, because what came out of using the army to attack the Boko Haram Muslim community. What has come out of it? Obasanjo's successor, immediate successor, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, who used the army as advised by Atiku Abubakar, failed to eradicate the community. Jonathan, Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, squandered his 4 years on fighting the Boko Haram Muslim community, could not eradicate the community with all the military forces in Nigeria, Major General Muhammadu Buhari became the president 2015 to 2023, a period of 8 years. With all his in fact, what he said was that he was going to eradicate the community in 6 weeks. It was Jonathan who said in December 2011 that he would eradicate the community in 6 months. He could not do it in 4 years. Buhari came, said he would eradicate the Boko Haram Muslim community in 6 weeks. He could not do it in 8 years. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been trying for more than 2 years. He has not succeeded. And yet, Atiku Abubakar is bent on using the army to eradicate the Boko Haram Muslim community. So, Nigeria must never be free from governmental terrorism against the Boko Haram Muslim community. That is the implication. So, Atiku Abubakar is looking for power to perpetuate the war, ravaging human lives and the economic resources of Nigeria since 2009 till date, a period of more than 16 years. So, what next? Nigerians must rally around Peter Obi, the only presidential candidate that represents North-South justice, zonal equity, zonal justice. And Nigerians must tell the rulers, Nigerians must tell Nigeria's rulers, enough is enough of war with this community. A community that was ready for dialogue in 2012 through the initiative of Mama Mrs. Sarah Jubril, a political advisor to Goodluck Jonathan. But the initiative was rejected by the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Saad Abubakar, by Muhammadu Buhari, who was then not the president but was mentioned by the Boko Haram Muslim community as one of those that must participate in the dialogue for peace. And the then Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwa, the three of them mentioned by the Boko Haram Muslim community to be present at the dialogue, refused, because they were because Boko Haram knew those behind its plight, the Fulani Muslim imperialists, represented by the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Saad Abubakar, Muhammadu Buhari, a former military head of state of Nigeria, and this then Speaker of Nigeria's House of Representatives. The three of them heads of the Fulani Muslim imperialists. So refused. So Nigeria is not fighting against the Boko Haram Muslim community. The Boko Haram Muslim community is not fighting against Nigeria. It is Nigeria's rulers to satisfy the Fulani Muslim imperialists fighting the Boko Haram Muslim community on the basis of, on the accusation of unorthodox Islam. So, what is Nigeria's concern about orthodox or unorthodox Islam when the constitution guarantees freedom of religion? The Yoruba people say, bó ṣe wu ni là á ṣe màlẹ́ ẹni. You practice your religion as you want. And if you say your father, you will display your father's masquerade on such a date, and you fail to do it, it's not a crime. So, and this is a religion that is called idolatry. So, while those who claim to be religionists of God thrive on human exploitation and creating conflicts and war in society. So, but now Nigerians, if you want peace, unity, it must be based on justice. Peter Obi represents North, South, and zonal justice. Let us not shy away from rallying around him to put Nigeria on the path of progress. No two ways about it. If you don't do justice, I believe God is God of justice. Aha. So if you don't do justice, you can never get peace and progress. As simple as that. No two ways.